Hello everyone, how's it going? My name is Jimmy. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are talking about Dua fragrances. And I get a lot of questions when it comes to my reviews on Dua fragrances. One of the questions is, do the fragrances from Dua really smell identical to the one they are cloning? Usually very expensive or very rare fragrances that are hard to find. And while I can't attest to all of them, but the ones that I have been able to compare to the original, I would say smells almost identical. And the reason why is because the main perfumer has a responsibility to not just clone them one to one. It's a much smaller bottle with a much higher concentration. And when everything's so concentrated like that, to be much stronger per droplet fragrance, scientifically speaking, it can't smell exactly the same. The experience will be different, but the essence as a whole seems to be the same for the ones I have tested, which is why I've stuck with them for so long. I'm not saying they're the perfect brand or the best company out there. I'm saying for me, for a while, I really enjoyed their interpretations. I like the way that if they find a fragrance that everyone seems to want cloned, they not only do that, but make their own interpretations and changes that they see fit to make it more mass appealing so that it'll sell to people like us. I like Creed fragrances, but I don't like them all. I sometimes smell a Creed fragrance and go, man, I wish they could just change this one thing or amp this part up a little bit more so I get some more fruitiness. And they often do that if they see fit. And if they see fit of combining certain fragrances, two high-end fragrances together and make a blend out of them, they do that as well. I think that's a very creative endeavor. So do those smell like the original, even if they're blended? No, it smells more dense. It usually smells sweeter, or it smells more bright, and it's more concentrated. And I'm not saying it smells different. It smells the essence of that, just a bit more powerful. And because of that, it lasts so much longer. So you kind of have to smell them with that outlook of like, okay, they got it, and I see it's going to last a lot longer. If they just made a cheap dupe, they could probably definitely do that. But doing it this way sets them apart from other dupe houses out there. They not only make the little changes that they see fit, as they do for artistic expression, which I appreciate, but they also use very high quality ingredients from what I understand. Now, I haven't done an inspection of all their products and where they get their ingredients. Of course, those are trade secrets, but I think I know when a fragrance is very cheap smelling, and I don't get that impression from Dua fragrances. And I don't like them all, right? I'm not saying I like them all. And that's not the point. You're not supposed to like every fragrance that's out there. And chances are, if you don't like the Dua fragrance, you don't like what they're interpreting. You know what I mean? You don't like the original either. So how is that their fault? They're interpreting what's out there, and you're not going to like every fragrance. So other problem is with Dua getting so big nowadays is that there are people who complain that it doesn't smell good, or yeah, that's with every fragrance. Welcome to the game. That's how it works. Not everything is going to serve your palate, but that's also the fun of it. You might like it later. You might find it great with it blended with something else. And that's kind of the fun with Dua fragrances. And you can always count on good customer service. You can count on good quality ingredients for the most part, from what I can tell. And the strength of every spray is concentrated, so you don't have to spray watered down versions in the original. You can get more concentrated extract to parfum concentrations in just one particular spray. So yeah, I think, just to address that question one more time, they may not smell exactly the same because of the nature of the product, not because they're trying to, not smell that way or use cheaper products. Does that make sense? It's the nature of the product that makes it smell different. And I guess you would understand that if you smelled enough of them to kind of compare and contrast. To a newbie who gets a Dua fragrance. I wouldn't be surprised if you kind of didn't get it. But there are many people on the Facebook page that like the fragrance as is from Dua without ever having smelled the original, like me. Yeah, so take that for what it is. I'm not sponsored by Dua. I'll bag on them if I want to, but I don't see any reason to. They're a great company that really likes to give back and use high quality ingredients. What more can you ask for? Okay, I'll see you next time. Have a good day.